Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. It is Friday. Time to get you caught up on what is going on for the weekend on Raid Shadow Legends. We've got 2x Voids going on. We've got a Hydra release timeline. We know what the Fusion Champion is going to be, and we know most of how their skills are going to function and stuff. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Fusion Champion for this year. Is it as good as Torment was 2 years ago? Is it better than Pixneo was last year? We're going to dive into all of this stuff so you know exactly what is going on heading into the weekend for Raid. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, like you saw in the intro, Raid went ahead and gave us this Hydra release timeline. Phase 1 right here is going to be what is live in the game right now with the 6 Hydra heads, the 4 difficulty levels, normal, hard, brutal, and nightmare, and then the artifact sets, obviously, that came along as rewards for taking down the Hydra. And then what this is going to be is kind of a roadmap. You can see here that they are very hesitant to give any sort of time frame. This is just the plan going forward. We don't know if this is going to be over the course of 2 years or if this is all coming in 2022 or exactly when this is happening, but they're going to be obviously showing you that the next goal of phase 2 is going to be some improvements to the kind of interface of fighting the Hydra and seeing what your previous teams were, and then adding Hydra clan quests. After that, we're going to be getting a new head, which will be Hydra head number 7, and they will also add a difficulty level. That is probably when they will introduce Ultra Nightmare after people have a really big grasp of the Hydra fight itself, and we've got a bunch of teams theory crafted and stuff. There will be some of the higher level players that are ready to move on to Ultra Nightmare by that point probably, and then they're going to be looking to add global and clan leaderboards for Hydra damage based on difficulty and stuff, I'm sure, plus special avatars you can earn for your profile by doing well in the Hydra. And then finally, they will be adding the 8th Hydra head and 1 new difficulty level on top of Ultra Nightmare, like a mythical or something. So that is interesting. I did not expect them to go above Ultra Nightmare. We haven't seen that in the game. Obviously, the clan boss seems like they've quit adding difficulties to that, and it stopped at Ultra Nightmare. So for those of you that weren't playing back in the early days of Raid, it was a similar story with the regular clan boss, the Demon Lord or whatever. There was not Ultra Nightmare always. Like back when I started, it only went up to Nightmare, and they added Ultra a little bit down the road. And we have also, within the last day or so, finally gotten a look at what the holiday season Christmas Fusion is going to be for this year. We had Torment originally the first year, and then Pixneo last year, and then in the third Christmas for Raid, we are going to be getting whatever this is. I put out kind of a meme, funny, quick video last night, joking how this is kind of the result of clicking the randomize button when creating a character in Skyrim. You get this, like, dog, dragon, lion hybrid with horns and wings, and somehow it's a high elf champion when it looks like a skinwalker or something. I guess it's going to be a mount for somebody in the high elves or something, but definitely an interesting choice aesthetically. It kind of looks like you had like a graphics team go to leadership and be like, hey, what do you want? What are you thinking for the theme of this year's Christmas champion? And leadership said, oh, I don't know, just surprise us. And they were like, okay, and then came up with this contraption, whatever this is. But yeah, now let's go ahead and talk about the kit in general, and I'll give you an overview of if I think this champion's going to be worth it, if it's better than Pixneo and all that. So there is the kit in terms of what we know right now, and worth noting that obviously this is all we can see. We can't see how the books affect buff debuff chance. We can't see how books affect the cooldowns, and we also can't see the super important base stats of the champion. So we are missing a lot of very important key information on being able to grade the champion effectively and accurately, but I'm going to do my best to let you know what I think about the context of the kit and if I think it's going to be a good fusion or not. But also worth noting that it is obviously going to be in the high elves, like we said. It is going to be a legendary champion, obviously, for the holiday fusion, and it's looking like it's going to scale with the main stat of defense, so going to be a kind of a tanky, sturdy champion, and it is going to be spirit affinity. So then for the A1, we have got an 80% chance of placing. I'm sure we can book that 80% to 100. So we'll probably get like 2 books for 10% debuff chance to get it to 100, and then we'll have like 2 books for damage or something. So I'm guessing it'll be like 4 books on the A1, and then decrease accuracy for 2 turns on an A1. So in boss fights, gonna be basically a permanent decrease accuracy, which is super handy to have on an A1, so I like that. Then on the A2, we've got place a block debuffs buff and a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. It's gonna start at cooldown of 5. Now, if that books to a 3-turn cooldown, that's pretty solid, because getting block debuffs and increased defense, that's a pretty good ability if it's on a 3-turn cooldown. If it's on a 4-turn, it'll still be decent, it just won't be like really good. Then we've got the A3 is going to be an AoE attack with a perfect veil on all allies except this champion for 2 turns, and then also place a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 20% of damage inflicted. So the shield will only be going on this champion, but it's going to place a perfect veil and maybe be an opportunity to kind of tank a little bit for the team. And again, hopefully that books to a 3-turn cooldown, because then we'll have a rotation of default 3-3, which would be a nice synergistic rotation of the abilities. And if that's the case, it's looking like a solid kit so far. Maybe not like God S tier, but solid. Because then we've got the passive right here, which is going to be when attacked, reflects 30% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker. It's just like a permanent passive. Also has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Now, again, we don't know if this books, so we don't know if that goes up to like 35-40% with a couple books on it or not. So it's really not that bad, because of the perfect veil being on all the allies, you would assume this champion is going to be getting attacked a decent amount, and you're just going to be getting passive value of placing some of those freezes and also reflecting some of that damage back to the enemy. So as long as this champion has decent base defense and base HP to be sturdy enough to withstand that, that could be a fun passive, and it doesn't look like it has a cooldown or anything. So we're just going to constantly be placing freezes and reflecting damage, which is pretty nice for consistent value on a passive. So with all that being considered, what do I think of Plarium's job in designing this so far? Like I said, I'm missing a lot of the information I need, so this is subject to change, but I would give this like a 7.5 out of 10. It's looking decent. It's not Tormund. It's not like a 9 out of 10 but it's also not Pixneo, which is like a 2 out of 10. So I would say decent. It's going to be in the middle. We've had 3 holiday fusions, and you know, you'd put Tormund number 1 in terms of being game changing and something to really get excited about, and then you would put this champion in the middle, and then you would put Pixneo obviously at the bottom. Last year, no one was really excited to do the Pixneo fusion, and Pixneo never really ended up seeing a lot of play, unfortunately, in Raid. Despite being buffed recently, it still wasn't enough to bring her into action. And also, Pixneo took 18 books, which was just a complete meme. So all of those things considered, I would put the champion right in the middle in terms of the 3 holiday fusions. But like I said, this champion could have amazing base stats, and then I would change that from a 7.5 out of 10 to like an 8.5 out of 10 because the kit itself is pretty decent. Decreased accuracy is becoming very important as Raid ages. We're finding out that the resistance stat is becoming more and more valuable, and that's basically a resistance buff to your whole team in any sort of a boss fight scenario. And then you've also got block debuffs and increased defense, which are both super crucial. You've got some CC on a passive. You've got an ability to protect your team, protect your damage dealers with the perfect veil. So yeah, it's really not that bad. We just need to get that last bit of information and hopefully get access to a test server or something to really test this champion out for you guys before the fusion actually goes live. Which, by the way, if you are curious when this will actually be live in game and the fusion will start, it is going to be Thursday, December 16th. So right on par. We expected it to be somewhere in that week, December 10th to December 17th, because all of their holiday fusions have typically started right in the middle of December. And we have also got a big Void Shard weekend coming up here, and worth noting that this is kind of a complicated one, so hang in there with me here for a minute while I walk you through this. So it's going to be a 3-day event. We're going to have 2x Voids live for 72 hours, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then today, it's going to be starting with a 10x for Ursaga, and you can see the countdown for when that ends. And then after that ends, we're going to be getting a 10x for Nekarit the Great, and then that's going to be live for 24 hours. And then the last day on Sunday, it's just going to be a normal 2x Void event. So I really like how they're structuring this. It gives you an opportunity to pull your shards while targeting a certain champion, and 10x's are a lot more impactful for Void shards. I wish when they did 10x's for non-Voids, they did like a 25x instead of a 10x, because Raid's been out for so long. We've had so many new champions that 10x just doesn't cut it anymore. 10x is still sufficient on Void shards because there's a lot less Void champions, so it's a lot more impactful. But I hope they address the 10x being way too low on non-void shards. But anyway, pull today if you want to pull your 2x voids during having a boosted chance for Ursaga. Pull tomorrow if you want to pull your 2x voids while having a boosted chance for Necker the Great. And then pull on Sunday if you just want to pull normal 2x voids, and you'd rather have that buffed up chance of getting like Siphi or Warward or Krisk instead of pulling during one of the 10x events. So what's best for you is going to determine based on your account and what you have and kind of how you're feeling based on the odds. But definitely a good opportunity to pull your void shards because honestly Ursaga and Necrit are both pretty solid champions, very good in terms of helping the tankiness of your team, and they see a lot of play in things like the tag team arena and stuff like that. So definitely either one of those champions is very good to add to your account, but also it totally makes sense to pull 2x voids during the normal Sunday where you're just kind of going for the general Siphi, Hegemon, Warlord, Krisk type of legendaries that are part of the 2x void, obviously. And there was also a huge debacle revolving QR scan codes and promo codes and the Plarium website, and a bunch of madness and craziness going on yesterday revolved around different rewards. Huge shout out to Cosmos Dolly Games on Reddit for putting this together. I didn't make this image, so huge credit to them. But this is kind of the breakdown. To be honest with you, I don't even know exactly what happened. I did tweet out, if I can pull this up, I tweeted out the promo code yesterday. I took a screenshot of me putting it in on stream. So this is all that I had knowledge of. All I knew about was put in a promo code TGA sale, and then you would go ahead and get some rewards. And I actually showed that here on Twitter. Right here was what you were getting in game. You were getting Fane, an epic book, and then some potions and some silver by putting in that promo code. But I guess there was some people, I can pull that up for you again here. I guess there was some people that were getting double rewards and sacred shards and all sorts of craziness. I don't even really know what happened. I'll link to that Reddit thread that they put together, Cosmos Dolly Games put together. I'll link to that down below if you want to read what the community is saying about this and stuff like that. But it was definitely a bunch of madness. And hopefully, if you follow me on Twitter and stuff, or if you were there on stream, you were able to get something out of this. But if I had to guess what happened, I would guess that something leaked that wasn't supposed to leak. And it was supposed to be some sort of holiday promotion or something. And it ended up getting out to the public, and people started brute forcing it and doing promo codes and stuff that weren't supposed to be revealed to the public, and ended up being just a massive debacle. So gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, but I will keep you in the loop as to what is coming. And again, I'll link to that thread down below if you want to read what people are saying about that. So then as we head on into what is going on in game, right now we have got a Dragon tournament going on, and the big thing to know about this Dragon tournament, I don't know why it doesn't say it here. It's a pretty par for the course normal Dragon tournament, but it should be saying it on there. It doesn't, but we've actually got a drop fever for the speed set. So a really good opportunity to go ahead and dive in and take advantage of the 2x speed artifacts, because speed set is arguably one of the best in the game. It's one of the most generally useful sets, and especially if you are an early to mid game player, it's going to be a great opportunity to really grind the Dragon right now because of the buffed up chance to acquire a bunch of the backbone speed set pieces you're going to need on your account heading into the future, because you can never have enough of those. And then there's obviously a champion chase tournament that is coinciding with the 2x voids and the 10x event for Ursaga and Necrit going on this weekend. So that basically is just a countdown of how long 2x voids is going to be live this weekend, but it's perfectly par for the course. There's nothing crazy there. And then we've got a normal classic arena takedown, which is just some kind of free awards for being active in the arena, but nothing super noteworthy or out of the ordinary in the tournaments tab, except for the buffed up chance of getting all those speed artifacts you're going to want on your account. And then the only event live right now is going to be champion training, which is going to be starting to sorry, not live right now, but the only thing in the events tab that is showing in game is going to be the champion training event starting tomorrow. But this won't be part of the fusion or anything. It's just going to be a normal event, so nothing you have to feel guilty about skipping there in terms of events coming up soon. Then for the offers going on right now, we've got a bonus void pack with a purchase limit of 2. So it'll probably be decent, but not amazing. We're going to go 500k silver. And then we've got the 21 XP brews with 500 gems. And then the 7 void shards is going to be a 2.28. So it's all right for high spenders. This is okay for more budget diligent spenders. probably not quite good enough. We'd like to see this be a little bit better, but in terms of getting void shards on a consistent basis, this is going to be a pretty standard, the best opportunity you're going to see them in game. The pack string here, 6 for 20. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and plug in the first string here. Are they all voids? Yeah, so okay. Okay, not bad. Let's go ahead and see how this starts out here. We've got 200 gems, 200k silver, and then we're gonna have 6 of the void shards, 2.08. So, okay, the last one you're getting 7 for $10. If you buy the whole string, this one is gonna get expensive, but it might be better. I don't know for sure. The bonus void pack, I mean, they both look all right, nothing like super amazing. The monthly pack is about a 2.5. The mini mix is like a 2.6 typically, and then $15 for rare lifesteal gear is not going to be the route to go. So I'm not seeing anything to really jump on, like a 3.0 or something, but in terms of people looking to spend money on the game, void shards are usually the best value, especially during 2x void events. So you'll have to weigh your options there, and according to kind of your spending habits and what you're willing to do in game. And as a quick side note on the way out, you want to make sure and focus on your quests, because we've only got a couple days left on those. It says 3 days left before our quest resets. So you'll want to dive in and check that out for your team to make sure you're getting those clan quests done to earn the stuff for the clan shop and help your clan progress. So that is going to do it for me on this one. I've got a lot of errands to get to right now, so I don't know if I can head over to stream right away. If I do stream today, it'll probably be a little bit later than normal. This morning's been crazy. I'm running behind on the video, and then I've got some other stuff I've got to go get done and get taken care of. I'm also going to try to line up a collab with the Hydra. We tried to get one done live on stream yesterday, and there was like 5 of us. We ended up going off the rails and talking about a bunch of stuff that wasn't even involving raids. So we do need to get an official collab done about the Hydra at some point to get a lot of us together and talk about our initial ideas and perceptions of what's going on in the Hydra release right now. But I did get a video out yesterday helping you out on the thought process of putting a team together for normal, and I will keep you up to date on all of that stuff obviously as well. And then hopefully I've got time to go live later, but if not, have a great rest of your Friday and heading into the weekend here. So that's going to do it for me on this one. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.